You learn two things in detective school. First, always keep your files neat and orderly. And second, a case that involves a missing blonde will inevitably drive you to drink. Still, something about this case intrigued me. Besides, I was between clients at the time, and certain bill collectors were starting to get ugly. The papers said she was last seen in Derhatchet Hollow, walking her chihuahua through a nearby graveyard. Not much to go on, but I had to start somewhere.
Ed, there's a gentleman out here to see you. It looks like he wants money. Do you want me to show him in, or do you want to go out the window again?
He wanted money, all right,
Thank you, Mr.
but it was
Spectre.
for a good cause.
All proceeds go to the orphanage and are, of course, tax deductible. I don't mean to pry, but your secretary mentioned that you might be driving out to Derhatchet Hollow tonight. It's a very evil place. I want you to have this. It may save your life. It's a vial of holy water. $12. Tax deductible?
The Derhatchet Institute was founded by a Nobel Prize-winning scientist who disappeared in the late 50s, leaving the place deserted for nearly 30 years. I walked up the creaking front steps and turned the knob. Locked. As I walked around the house, I saw an open window high above me. A little further along, I found a ladder, leaning next to another window.
The grounds around the Institute were dense and overgrown. One could easily get lost in these woods. Within moments, I realized I was lost in the woods. Wandering aimlessly. At long last, I saw the Institute in the distance through the trees, and in the other direction, what appeared to be a cemetery.
The graveyard was quiet. I decided to act like the scriptwriter and go in search of a plot. I found the marker for the Derhatchet family tomb. I ran as fast as I could towards Derhatchet Manor. I spotted a rotted chest in the bushes, but had no time to stop. I ran through the woods. Then, without warning, I was jumped by a refugee from Treasure Island. I don't know how long I was out. but someone or something had dragged me to a cellar below Der Hatchet Manor. As I struggled to clear my head, I clicked on my flashlight and looked around. Any fool could see that the place had more than its share of dingbats, and I was no exception. It was there, in the cellar, that I discovered the little man with the evil grin.
I've informed the Count of your arrival. He insists that you stay for dinner. Would you like that? Oh.
He fell for it, so I took the opportunity to bash him in the chops. I never hit a man when he's down, but I knew I should have made an exception when I felt his fingers on my throat. I flipped him into his coal bin and ran into the darkness. I found myself ascending a steep, circular stairway when a green ghoul in a rented tuxedo made a dramatic entrance. I approached the zombie reluctantly and asked him who his tailor was. His response was to push me backwards into a rickety old freight elevator.
What floor, please? First floor, everybody out. Watch the door.
We arrived on the first floor and I got off. I could hear faint piano music coming from somewhere. The room was crawling with vermin, but otherwise empty. The next room I came to had nothing in it. There was an old freezer on one side and a wall full of potions on the other. Just as I started to examine them, I heard a scream. I read the labels: extra strength potion, instant steak pill, anti-grav tablets. I wasn't hungry now, but an instant steak might come in handy later. Ignoring the fumes, I opened the freezer, only to find another prisoner of this horrible place.
Oh, far out, man. Thank you very much. You're a beautiful person. No, that's okay. I'm cool. Man, I thought I was gonna be stuck in here forever, man. There are some crazy people running around this house, man. Couple of chicks you gotta watch out for. You know, if today's Thursday, I gotta be at a Jefferson Airplane concert on Thursday. Well, I gotta get to my brother's house. He lives in Fresno. You wouldn't have a car by any chance. You wouldn't be going near Fresno area. Fresno's really not that far. Who put this tag on my foot?
He was, unfortunately, an obnoxious jerk who didn't have anything intelligent to
I
offer.
want money or a cigarette. What are you, crazy? I mean, I couldn't get out of this box. How am I supposed to know how to get out of the house? No, man, don't leave, man. Look, just give me $5, man. $5 will give me my sister's house, and I'll leave you alone, I swear.
He
I'll let you
just
leave.
wouldn't let me go. I gave him $5 and left. As I ran into the next room, I heard the scream again. Returning to the hall, I glanced up to where the sound came from. I ran through the door and found myself near the elevator. I pushed the button and waited. There was a green door to my left and a stairway to my right. The elevator arrived. It started moving almost immediately. There was something about the elevator operator that made me ill at ease. The second floor looked dark and uninviting. The room I next entered was obviously a library of some sort. There was a door to my left, another dead ahead, but most of the action was taking place in the kitchen on my right, where someone was practicing a bizarre form of culinary preparation. Someone had left a fire burning. The room was dark, so I lifted the shade to allow some moonlight to filter in.
Do you mind? Vladimir told me I would not be disturbed. I suppose an evening of intellectual stimulation tucked away from that dog-eat-dog world is simply too much to ask.
I started to apologize, hoping he would change his outlook. He did more than that. I woke up with the feeling that I was at the end of my rope. When I realized that I was fit to be tied. The situation was bad and my life hung in the balance. But this was no time for reflection.
Ah, Mr. Spectre. Did you have a nice nap? I'm so glad you decided to hang around. Well, the only reason why you're alive is because the master prefers a hot lunch to cold cuts.
I was trying to think of a diversion when I lost my footing. The whole world started to slip away as the rope bit into my neck. When I got up, I saw that the pipe had made quite an impression on Laughing Boy. I got out of there as fast as I could. The next room contained an old writing desk under the Der Hatchet family crest. On the desk were many items of interest. As I reached forward, the candle lit itself, and as if by magic, a monk appeared. I extinguished the candle in a glass of the house vino, and the phantom friar gave up the ghost. Since I didn't get the match lit, I never even saw what hit me. I came to in an attic. Someone or something was sitting across the attic from me.
At long last, the detective decides to pay a visit to his host. Have you enjoyed our hospitality so far?
It was difficult not to listen. His voice had a strong hypnotic effect.
You don't know me, but I know you. Each time you lapse in consciousness, I get to know you a little better. Come, sit. Drink with me. It's something I picked out close to your heart.
That was my blood he was sucking on. Quickly, I checked my pockets.
What's that in your hand? Give it to me.
I threw it in his mouth, expecting him to choke to death. But instead...
Very tasty.
When I looked in his eyes, I knew I had failed. I was powerless to resist him.